ending, and one does. So the things that going to happen is when I say powerful, it's things that you never see or hear about before.
Think the shake it. Stop here in your tracks, you go and be like, for real, man? Like, you know this could have happened? Guys, open up.
Like when I go into this Wisdom of Solomon, where he talk about the beast.
Yeah, the beast.
That laying out sparks on his eyes, because they tell you that that's why your heart would, it will melt, you will naturally feel. There's the fright alone.
You cited them, yeah, cause terror. You can imagine seeing, if you ever watch a horror movie and see something so scary, imagine them looking scarier than anything you see in a horror movie. You already picture that?
Yeah, because beyond comprehension that in this time that you wouldn't see something like that. Because to them that time so modern, they don't have that thing.
No, but still, even if a child growing up, if you had to think back by now, all the horror movies you ever see, you see some real weird concepts, some real scary things. Imagine them looking scarier than that.
Because it's real.
Not just because it's real, but just the image of it.
Yeah, but because it's not a movie, it's not something that you're watching. It's because it's real.
Imagine seeing like a dragon staring in your face or some shit.
It's like it's like you're seeing you're going to the zoo and you're seeing a lion, and then you bounce up a lion on the road here now.
Yeah, it will have an extra terror to it because extra terror.
When I seen it on TV, it's normal. Yeah. When it's in real
life, it's at the front matter.
That's certain things put the shit out of me, and I see it on TV. I tell you.
You know, they say that I remember somebody was watching talking about something you used to watch on TV, and when you do see it in real life, you see him run. Something he said now, like and watching TV, he was giving us a story now. He was on TV, he had confidence now.
Yeah.
And I think that small thing. Wait, did he see why? And then when you see it in real life, he say dog, you just step up and you run.
It's like every day you're passing home to go to school and they're troubling and people they're troubling because you
behind the gate.
Yeah, behind the gate.
Yeah.
And then one day you're passing and you see outside again.
What to do?
Yeah, that extra terror.
And that's the thing with the Lord. They say with the words, they just hear it. So they're hearing it now, right? So it comes like nothing to them.
Fiction,
It's like fiction, you know. But soon they go feel.
They'll see the terror being fulfilled.
Remember the end. This is what people fail to realize about the end. Especially people that, I mean, it only goes to the people that are not in the truth. Because the men in the truth know where it is happening, right? It's that the end is nothing nice. Your pastor, your bishop, or whoever it is you're listening to might tell you the end going to be all roses or pre-tribulation. You know, you're going to be caught up before the end. That is not true. That is not true. He is going to face whoever it is. If he ain't die before, he is going to be in it. You understand? It says so shall feel it by what? By death by pain. You know? So you're going to feel it. You're not going to get away. That people fail to realize. Yeah, now your life normal because you can still jump in a car, you can still travel, you can eat something.
You're not to eat, you can beg for bread.
Especially people on the western side. It's because they just never faced no calamity yet. You understand what I'm saying? They just never faced no calamity, so to them everything normal. They will laugh, especially Trinidadians. There's a reason why they call Trinidadians one of the happiest countries in the world.
God is a Trini.
They love to make a statement, God is a Trini. Because why? The Lord, at the end of the day, the Lord has reserved places for great judgment. That's what people fail to realize. America is reserved unto what? For great judgment. It's because it had judgment written for that place that have to happen at the end. Not now, but at the end. Now things going to happen to it, yes. But the greater judgment going to happen to it at the end. That's right.
Yeah.
You understand? So don't feel because they get away and your mother never went through this. No. Your time could be no. Your mother started to face. She has things to go through. Your father started to go things to go through. You understand?
He can appoint that for you.
Yeah, he put that for you. You know? Well,
Right. This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 6. Because it says at the end, right? He said, "Howl ye," right? And the howl is to make a great cry out. Right? He said, "Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty."
It shall come from who?
destruction from the
So
Almighty.
it the day of the Lord, it come as a what? A destruction. So it didn't say come as like roses. It didn't say come with tulips. It didn't say come with sponge pillows. It say come as a destruction, and the people fail to realize that at the end, the day of the Lord is nothing nice. It said the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. What I mean? If the Lord telling you the day of the Lord is darkness and not light, straight out is destruction.
There's a day to fear.
There's a day to fear, and another day to rejoice. He said, "Woe to them that desire the day of the Lord." You know? So that didn't tell them how serious it is. Well,
Actually, even the prophets was afraid of that day.
yeah, even the prophets. There's a reason why the prophets and certain things they prophesy, they themselves was you know.
That is what keep the fear of the Lord on them.
Now Obadiah. Is Obadiah right?
Daniel was one, Ezra was one. We would actually see the destruction in that time. John was one. When you actually see like Patmos, when you see the visions and then even all of them was frightened.
All of them was right. But for me, John's vision and Ezra's vision was too scary.
Yeah. It's just one especially, but it's just literally say, woe is me. Say, who will deliver me in those days?
Let's finish up this.
Yes, sir. And the reason why Habakkuk, when he see the vision at the end, and he see that vision of destruction, he asks the Lord to say, have mercy. He say, in the day of wrath, Lord, have mercy.
Was thou wrought with the rivers and
Man asks him about the seas, with the mountains, Lord. You're vexed, you're so vexed, right? You understand? He say, even in, let me bring order. I have Habakkuk 3, right? Habakkuk chapter 3.
Imagine knowing nothing about ICBMs and literally seeing one hitting, and you're seeing the earth going to and fro like a drunkard.
Yeah, because remember back then they didn't know what the ICBMs was, they didn't know what them nukes and them things was. It said, "O Lord, I have heard," Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 2, it said, "O Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Lord, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known in wrath, remember mercy." He said, "I have heard thy speech and was afraid." So even a prophet of the Lord, when he heard things and said, he was afraid. Because you don't know the wrath the Lord coming with and the destruction that the Lord going to put upon this place. You understand? So imagine the end for them that mock the Lord. This is a man that for the Lord and he afraid.
Yeah.
He again for mercy and he doing everything correct.
Doing everything correct.
Still begging
So
for
imagine
mercy.
for you.
Because the scripture say, you know, if the righteous be scarce, be
Yes,
saved.
well, the ungodly and sinners and
He even say, I say nothing is in Peter. He say, and say, if it started us, what be them who follow not the glorious gospel?
That.
He say, Isaiah 15 and verse 6, he said, "Holy ye for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty."
Come on, what?
Destruction from the
Why
Almighty.
the structure from the Almighty, so you know who's something? Is it up? Now what?
He said, "Therefore shall the hands be paid, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid."
And there's the thing. You mock now because you're confident. You're proud. I say I mock, I'm proud. You know? You're proud because nothing happened until now. So you're proud, you can mock. You understand? But you say that day, you say what? They go what? They go afraid.
"Therefore shall all hands be filled,
All hands be
weak,
filled,
and every man's heart shall melt."
And every man heart shall what?
Melt.
Because of the things that happening. All are mockery. You going, that's why I'm saying that day the men gonna be weak.
That just show how great a fear will be upon men and everybody.
It's a reason why in Jeremiah you see the vision of the Jacob's trouble. He say what? He say man hand will be
I was not going to
on
say.
the loins like a woman in travail.
So I share like two accounts to give of how frightened it will be even for men.
And men, and just remember Isaiah say what? Men will be the covering from the wind. You understand? So imagine in that day how grimy it's gonna be.
When he said, and they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them, and they shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another, their faces shall be as flames.
See what? They say by 2 or 3 witnesses are all things be established. Jeremiah, and they say the same thing.
Right?
Yeah, so.
He said, "Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate."
Yeah, the little what land what?
Desolate.
So the land gonna be desolate. Babylon, America. But you know what happened to all it?
It's fierce and kind of
Sand,
You know?
dust, and smoke.
He said, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
And you should destroy the what?
Sinners thereof out of it.
So mockery is like a sin. Right?
See, but thou shalt not tempt the Lord.
So you understand it's how great that day gonna be. It say there's a Proverbs chapter 14 verse 9. It say fools make a mock at sin, but among the righteous there is favor. So I did. And he said I'm gonna receive what?
Wrath and fierce anger. The animal one. Right?
Second Peter 3 and 1, the second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you in both which I stir up your pure minds by the way of remembrance, that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandment of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation.
And the right thing about it that most people, when they see the defending wickedness, is either because it's something they like, or it's a means of justifying their own wickedness. Now, so it's ready after their own lust. Okay, if let me say if a man really hates something, he's not going to defend it. But you often see people defending something because either they like doing it too, or they just do something just as bad.
Yeah.
So to justify what they just do, they will justify that man's actions too.
Done. Verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of power the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water. Verse-
I'm going to say something what I'm also doing. Because when you go back into, I believe it's 2nd Maccabees, we say that what? That people men went up from among us. Right? Because they themselves, they like what do they say? For since we have lived.
Yes, and departed from them we have had much sorrow.
Yeah. So they did like what was going on.
They didn't want to stop. They wanted to continue serving idols and doing abominable things.
Verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of power the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire.
The feeling people back then wasn't mocking Noah. People in had so long by we rain.
Never rain, what you talking about flood?
We talk about water from the sky, like you know those mocking.
You see
Those
miracles.
mocking.
You see miracles and the mock Moses.
Hey, remember Moses?
But this people are 100
Something 150 days.
because I don't know, years. I mean,
No,
years.
it's like yeah,
So
by years.
imagine how much generation was that coming and meeting Noah
Still
still
in
building
the-
the ark?
No, yeah, remember back then men used to live long.
Yeah.
So not so what went on was like the grandparents, fathers, and children was there.
Yeah.
So that whole line
About
you'd
3
see
or
that
4
destruction.
generations was there to see it.
Yeah.
See how long he's saying that? Same concept,
The
but
boy
we
I
just
grew
read it
up-
since the
I
fathers
grew up
fell
on that
asleep.
man building that boat study, you know. I grew up
Yeah.
here and he talking about that study.
Yeah,
He's Iranian.
he and crazy
I
family.
used 112 and me I see nothing like that. You know,
Imagine man was so corrupt, the Lord had to say, hey man, I shall not dwell with man that much. You had to cut down the time span, all kind of thing.
And it say, but the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So he said it's the same word that is scoffing and mocking against. It's the same word that reserving them unto fire, which goes back to precept 1. All I was reading, I say they corrupt them in their own way now, right?
Oh,
Their own way corrupt them.
Oh, they corrupt in the own things.
Yeah, because it's that same word that one reserve them unto that fire and judgment.
That's the only difference. It's this destruction still, but
Can.
last time I was on water.
No,
this
it's
time
fire.
it's fire, but you still receive destruction for scoffing against the
Can.
word. And that is show you the word is perfect. The word is perfect.
Scripture said, let the Lord be true and every man a liar.
And that's just where it's going to be. At the end of the day, you know God not going to be the liar, He will show you. He will show you. He will literally show you. And you know what? When He show you, you will feel. Because the wicked not going to go unpunished. You understand?
As you
So
say,
let us-
prove all things. You're gonna
Yep.
prove
We
it.
say bring forth your strong cause that we may consider in that show that which is past and that which cometh.
So let us go back to us, and as we said, Ecclesiastes chapter 27 verse 30, malice and wrath, even these are abominations, and the sinful man shall have them both. Right? Let's go back to that was talking about the mockery and so forth. And he said these are abominations, and the sinful man will have them both. He got them both. So you imagine the destruction for him. Right? So hey, that once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshai, Ba'ashem Makakodash. We say them as apostles and elders of agreements and rebel teachers of apostles in the truth. And we say salutations, holy Akamon, say push on truth and say din and the out. You know, concerning season, we say
Shalom.
say Mawat to la Babel, say Mawat to the two tapes, say Mawat to the Eden. But it is sin, say Akem and Akot, we say
Shalom.
remember, don't dwell with no mockers. You understand? Dwell with the righteous. The next time you say,
Sit not in the seat of scoffers.
I don't really want to talk about the set that with mockers, but I believe on with that we say,
Shalom.